Hi guys, Calmir here once again. And so today I've been working on a secret project back behind this wall. I'll give you a quick view. There you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Um, but basically I've been spending a lot of time on that, so I don't have a lot of time for a tutorial today. But I thought I'd give you a quick tour of my test world. And I will not be uploading my test world for download, but I will go ahead and see if I can find the texture pack. I mean, not the texture pack, the world download that has the infinite sandstone. So you guys, if you want to make your own test world, you can have that. Um, Now, a lot of this you probably have already seen. Like, there's my tree farm, and where I was working on the mechanics, and so you guys have probably have already seen that in my tree farm video. So I'll try and skip things that you've already seen. This was where I used redstone into cobblestone. I mean, into obsidian. And I'll try and just cover some of the things that I have not shown in my Let's Play video. Now, in my test world, I use two mods. I use TooManyItems, which gives me infinite items basically, and you can have presets of certain items in your material. I also use single player commands, which is what allows my compass to jump me forward, back and forth like this. It also gives me control over time. I can do time day and it switches to day. I can do weather rain and it turns on and off rain. So, it's very useful to have. And so let me go ahead and go through the tour. And now I know I like the yin yang sign, and I know I just recently watched a Tyken video, and I know he's got one as well. However, I built this before I realized he had one in his old base. I've never actually seen his old base until his recent video. So this was actually built to go with a dragon I built on a server, which is that dragon right there. See if I can get a better view. He didn't turn out like this. I built the back of his head a little bit wider, so it looks more natural for his where his skull would be. And I kind of did the back fins a little bit different, but that was just me practicing. Also built like a hand over like a glowing egg or orb or whatever. So this yin yang was to go with that dragon on a server that I built on. And let's see, what are some things? Over here I was working, if you have this pattern, minus these three, destroy those three, you have this pattern with holes there and in the corners. And then underneath, you have this pattern. Basically, if you stack these as high as you want to go, you can use one water source, basically right there. It would completely fill out the top, fall into all those holes, and then come back down to the middle and go down this hole, and you can have an infinite basically stack of these for one water source to completely clear out. If you had mushrooms down there, if you had anything that grows, this would be a great way to have one water source fill it all out. I was also working with, like, if I had a wheat farm or something, I could have that where one water source spreads out across those blocks. This one behind me does the same thing, except for it's more vertical. I have one there which spreads onto those two, which spread onto those three, which fall into the four holes and come out this side. Or you can have just one big line of water. Let's see, those are working with the Smurf, which you've already seen. This was something I did for Ethos. I was trying to assist Ethos Labs in getting wolves sorted to kill sheep and cows. This was before hatches, before pistons. Basically, you'd have a water flow pushing all the wolves in this corner, and if a wolf jumped down onto that pressure plate, he'd be allowed into that, but it would close the doors behind him, and the rest of the wolves would be pushed into the lava. And then of course it has a reset button. Whoops, wrong one. That one. Oh, there's a block on it, so it's not going to reset. This is where I was figuring out mining patterns. All the glowstone is blocks you would not see if you use this pattern, or any one of those patterns. And let's see, what else? Turn off rain. Cobblestone. Let's go over here. Okay, I built this interesting device. I rebuilt my cobblestone fountain over here to count how fast I can gather cobblestone. Comes out to about 60 per minute, so 1 per second. And this over here does the same thing. So I didn't actually build this because it was a lot of work and it gives you the same results as the fountain. And you could actually have this in a corner of a room somewhere and have the dust hidden under the pressure plate. But basically what it does, this one, it's set up to a 5 clock. All of the obsidian is to make sure that the pistons don't push too far out. So that piston over there cannot push this piston further away. This piston pushes towards my little hole over there. The other pistons then refill that space under this obsidian. So this piston would push this cobblestone over, or this piston would push this cobblestone over, and then there's a third one underneath that would push up. So they constantly refill that spot, and then this one constantly pushes that way into my hole. And it's only on when I'm stepping on the pressure plate. When I'm off the pressure plate, it doesn't work. I had to have 3 because 1 or even 2 were still too slow. It wasn't filling it fast enough. And I was, I'd still be sitting there waiting. Although I wanted to try something like this, adding it to that, where when the block is there, this is lit, and it goes off to the piston and pushes the block out of the way. And when the block's out of the way, it turns off until a new block has appeared. So that way the piston only fires when there's a new block there. So that's a new idea I kind of want to work with. And let's see. That's for my sugarcane farm. That's my K. Probably have seen the tower in my other video. Oh, okay, here we go. These doors. Someone had requested on the forums a way so that whenever 2 people are racing to the end, the first person to hit a switch is allowed exit, and then the other person is stuck. So only the first person, it shows very clearly who wins. And then if this person hits their door first, then this person can't open. And the way it works is these are both actually on so that the redstone is lit up, turning off the torch going to that door, and this one turns off the torch going to that door. And if you hit one, it allows that torch to light, which opens the door, but this also goes under and across to this block, so this block will never be able to, that torch will never be able to turn on because this one's on even though this one keeps turning on and off. And it's the same thing the other way around. This one just goes over instead of under to that block. So that was something someone had requested, a little bit of fun. Something I was messing around with minecarts, nothing special, just when the powered rails came out. This I was working on a vertical and automated, semi-automated wheat farm. Actually, let me just use my compass here. And it's 4 water sources, so these 4 water sources as they fall saturate everything along each one of the walls. And if you put a water source here, grab one real quick, the signs hold it up against the wall, so it just continues down. And the reason I have cobblestone here is I know Notch fixed it so that wheat now will break when water rushes across it, but when water flows from a higher level onto a block, it will destroy the wheat. And I have tested it. In fact, like 3 days ago, it does still destroy the wheat. It also destroys if you add redstone here, if you add a torch here. If you have anything that washes away, when the water actually lands on top of the block coming from above, it will destroy it. So that's why I have these blocks here to prevent me from wasting seeds. The only thing with this method is when it breaks, sometimes they fall off onto the platform, but as you're coming up to replant, you would regather them anyway. And if I added a piston up there, this would be a lot easier to automate. I can just sit at the bottom, hit the piston, it would break everything as the water flows down, turn the piston back off, and replant as I collect everything. Whoops. Keep that one. Let's see, is there anything else around here? I think that's it. That's most of my designs. Everything else is just like little things that led up to the bigger things. Like this is a wheat farm also, but this uses a single stream, in which case I realized it was inefficient because you drop down, go 3 over, and then drop down again. So you might as well just go the whole length, and that's why I built the square one there. So everything else is just little things that built up to that, or things that I've already shown in my Let's Play videos. So I hope you guys enjoyed the world tour. Again, I will go ahead and put the sandstone world, if I can find the link, I'll put that in the description. But I will not have my world available for upload, or for download. Sorry about that. Uh, and again, hopefully here in the next 24 hours, I will post a new video with my 750 subscriber special. Once again, here's a pic. There you go. I hope you enjoyed it. And uh, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. And I did have a request comment that I'd like to bring up. 1.8 is supposed to be coming out soon, and it's got a lot of new world changes. So anything that's in your current world, you will not be able to see the new changes unless you go explore new territory that hasn't been generated yet. So my question to you guys is, when 1.8 comes out, how would you like me to go about doing that? There's two options. Both of them involve me creating a new starting area, so I won't redo like the monster grinder because you guys have already seen me build that. But what I can do is I can either travel far enough so I'm in one of those new areas, so I can kind of explore those new areas. Um, there's two ways of doing that. I can either walk out really far, or the fastest way is to create a nether portal and then travel really far in the nether and then create another nether portal in order to exit the nether, and maybe connect those two portals using a rail system or something like that. So that way I'm still in a new area, but I'm in my old world still. The only thing with that is that means that the save file, when you guys upload my world, will be larger because it'll have the old area plus the new area, even though they're separated by the nether. The other option is I can go ahead and just start a brand new world. You know, the same thing like I did with episode 1. I started a brand new world. I did not use a seed. I just randomly created a new world and started fresh from start. So those are some of the options. If you have any other options, leave comments about those as well. And let me know what you guys would like to see when 1.8 comes out, so I can have that planned in advance. Anyway, so again, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you next time.